Hello everyone, welcome to Sweetcast. I'm Clint. I am the writer for this comic Downcast that'll be coming out soon, and I'm talking a lot about comics and also the culture war in our little neck of the woods, which is comic books. Now, unfortunately, there is a lot of debate or fighting, I guess, going on around comic books. You'd think it was just fun, but that's not the case. And this is exactly why. We've got people like Bill Sienkiewicz. I'm going to call him Bill Stinkowitz, I guess. He's a professional, he's a comic pro. He's worked for Marvel Comics on several books. And referring to, I don't know if you saw this in the news, but there was the group of high school students that were chanting. They were out, I don't know if it was an official protest or what. They were chanting, and they seemed to be, at least from what I saw from the news reports, primarily conservative. In fact, he saw a lot of students wearing MAGA hats. Now, of course, the media has to get involved, and there's this thing where there's always some victim, and this is part of the narrative, and that's what the cameras are getting. And so we're going to go over that. But first, Mr. Stinkowitz here, this is a professional comic book creator. He says, don't expel them, speaking of those high school students. That just dumps more ignorant a-holes into the MAGA hate pool that will soon vote. Require them to get schooled in diversity. Make them write up term papers and stay in school. These punks would hate having to write anything longer than MAGA. Okay, so this is always the answer that you hear is, oh, well, they just need more education. It's creepy. This is the same reason why you're seeing a consumer revolt in comics, because people are tired of this re-education that's happening. They're not only doing it in schools, but they're also cramming it into comic books. You want to read about Spider-Man? You want to read about any of your favorite Marvel intellectual property that you're interested in? They're going to be ramming their agenda in there, because this is exactly what they fear. They fear students, that are wearing "Make America Great Again" hats. Young people are only allowed to have one opinion. So this is really scary, because not for me, but it's scary for social justice warriors, because this is the next generation. These kids are going to be coming out of high school and moving into college, and they're more conservative than millennials by far. It's insane, because this is the counterculture now. I never thought I'd see that happen, but it is. So then, of course, you'll have creeps like Reza Aslan, who says, honest question, have you ever seen a more punchable face than this kid's? Wow. So the image you're getting, so this is, I guess, an American Indian. They're calling him an elder. I don't know his specifics, but he walked into a group of students that were chanting, and he started beating his drum. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So this kid is standing there smiling. Maybe he's a little smug. I'll give you that. But so what? This is America. You can be smug. You can stand there smugly all you want. So I don't know. They always make this victim narrative. And in fact, it reminds me a little bit of LeBron James. And I think I'm going to start calling this. This is exactly what's going on. They're pulling a LeBron James. We all know this is, it really is kind of a sport with politics. The culture war, it's become this way. And no one wants to be the aggressor. They only want to be aggressed upon. So they're going to pull one of these.
By James, instead it's a takeaway for LeBron. 6 early turnovers, that is Room last touch.
Oh, who is the victim here? Let's find out.
By West, it'll be Miami ball, as West disagrees with John Gobel's call.
Yeah, I like the fact that was a hard trap. You're going to see it right there. Now it comes down to whether or not the ball definitely is off LeBron James.
Yeah, so every time you look into it more and you actually look at more footage, slow it down, find out a little bit more context, things look a whole lot more different. So it seems to me that CNN is scrambling a little bit, because they're one of the media outlets that is honestly responsible for this incorrect victimization here, because now SJWs have gone to great lengths on Twitter to dox this kid for standing in place and wearing a MAGA hat. So that makes him guilty enough that he, A, needs to be re-educated, according to our comic book pros, and B, his identity should be leaked out to the public so everybody knows exactly who he is. So let's watch CNN try to cover up for this.
And obviously, with these viral videos, there's a lot more to them. There's always a story that goes along with them that happened before and after something like this happens. And we have viewed video that gives a better, bigger picture of what happened leading up.
Did you hear that? A bitter, was that a Freudian slip? A bigger picture. This is a bitter picture for sure, because they find out that there's a lot more to this.
Up to that face-off between the student and the Native American elder. Here's what was one of...
Okay, a face-off. They're still using these terms that make it sound like it's something bigger than it is. The kid was standing there with a smug look on his face, and the other dude is beating his drum. This is hardly a face-off.
Part of the statement from the student who was standing there face to face. He said, because we were being loudly attacked and taunted in public, a student in our group asked one of our teacher chaperones for permission to begin our school spirit chants to counter the hateful things that were being shouted at our group. Our chaperone gave us permission to use our school chants.
Okay, here's another thing is, yeah, sure, they got permission. Since when do you need permission to chant anything? You don't. So, like, that's great that they said this, but we shouldn't be expecting, like, oh, well, you got permission to chant. Oh, now it's okay. No, it didn't matter. You have the right. You can say whatever you want. They were outside in a public place.
Now, he is referring to the nasty things they were hearing, not from the Native American group, but from a group of black men who call themselves the Hebrew Israelites. And we are now going to show you some video of exactly some of the things that they were saying to the students and others. New video emerges in a story that has gone viral between Catholic schools.
Okay, I'm going to take something back I said here. That he had a smug look on his face. Okay. You see where the news camera is? We're looking from the point of view of the news camera, and we are right up in their face. Now, I don't like being on camera. There's a reason why I don't show my face, but it's not comfortable to have a camera focused in on you. And so, to me, he's obviously, I mean, maybe he feels a little nervous, but he's also gonna stand up for what he believes in, or whatever. Like, what is he supposed to do if someone is drumming in his face?
And a Native American elder named Nathaniel Phillips. Phillips found himself surrounded by students, one staring him down, the others chanting around him. As Phillips says, he was trying to create calm between two groups at odds.
Okay, I'm not sure how this creates calm. Drums and drumming at like eye level. I don't know what that's supposed to do to create calm, but if you just say it, I mean, that we're going back here like this, you know, it was just falling. That's all that was going on.
I realized I had put myself in a really dangerous situation.
He put himself in the dangerous situation. There's video evidence of him walking into this crowd. He's fully admitting it here. So I don't know how he's a victim. Nothing has happened to him other than, he drummed in front of a kid wearing a MAGA hat. This is not, I don't even know why this is news. Why are we talking about it? The reason why I'm talking about it is because people are using this as an excuse to call him a punchable face, or to say that they need to, don't expel him, but re-educate him, make him, school him in diversity. They're using this in order to, so that they can be the victim here, and that they can justify their overreach and authoritarianism.
There's like, here's a group of people who were angry at somebody else, and I put myself in front of that, and all of a sudden I'm the one who's all that anger and all that.
Right, so he didn't put himself in front of the other guys. He's a totally innocent third party, but he didn't put himself in front of the people that were starting the taunts. And yeah, we'll find what they were saying, and you can tell me what you think.
You can see a group of about 5 black men who identify as Hebrew Israelites preaching. They start taunting people of all colors, other black visitors, natives, and a Catholic priest.
Let's make America great again. A bunch of child molesting.
This is the moment that group becomes aware of the students, some wearing Make America Great Again hats.
You got these pompous bastards come down here in the middle of a native rally with their dirty ass hat on.
At first, the Catholic school students are there in small numbers, but more and more students begin to gather, watching, with few weighing in. the small group of men continues taunting them.
A bunch of incest babies. Right, trailer park babies.
Yeah, so apparently in today's day and age, you're supposed to just sit there and listen to this, and it's not news at this point. But once you stand in place, as long as your face looks punchable, well, then it doesn't matter how old you are. You can be a minor, sure, you could, and you'll be doxxed, you'll be reeducated. This is so overblown. So every time I start to think that, Comicsgate is, maybe things are calming down, and maybe the industry is starting to listen to the customer revolt, then something like this happens, and comic book pros are given free reign to be as crazy radical as they want to be, but they also want to be the victim too. This has got to stop. But what do I know? I've been wrong many times before, so I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't, please subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm not kidding. Please subscribe. I'd love it. And give me a like and comment. That really helps improve my channel and helps me move forward. So I really appreciate that, and I will see you next time.